Yes. Gästen vi har idag, ni kan se han här. Han är modell. Eller han var en modell. Är du fortfarande?
I'm still signed, yeah. I'm still signed.
Yeah. And han är en inspirerande person som har fått uppleva saker som många inte fått uppleva. Han är en väldigt bra kompis, men jag skulle också kalla mentor till mig. Han har lärt mig en del. Dagens gäst heter Denis Rusaks. How are you, man?
Yo, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I think it's a great way to spend your Saturday.
Yeah.
Productive.
Yeah. Denis, before we start, for the people who don't know you, could you just introduce yourself, tell them a little bit about who you are?
Yo. So my name is Denis. I'm 21 years old. I'm actually from Latvia, or Letland, how Swedish people know. And I moved here 2 years ago, actually. Yeah, 2 years ago. So I graduated from Bible school, basically. So I came here. Actually, the first time I was in Sweden was 5 years ago. I came to youth conference. It was great, man. It was great. So that was I was still in primary school. I think in 9th grade, and then I was like, I'm coming to Bible school. So after 3 years when I graduated from high school, I came here, moved here, graduated from Bible school, and actually now I'm a full-time missionary. So at the moment I'm here, but after 2 months, second week of November, I'm planning to leave to Turkey and live there.
Yeah, that's great. As I said, it's very you have inspired me very much. I feel like I can call you a mentor because you have given me knowledge that I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for you. And that's the thing I wanted to talk about today, because we talked a little bit a while ago. I don't know how long ago, and we hadn't seen each other in a very long time because you were on a missionary trip. And I'm gonna let you talk a little bit about that soon. But when we talked, we came into this very deep conversation about success, productivity, mindset, and everything like that. And it was a very meaningful conversation for me. And before we talked, I tried to work on my productivity, and I was a little bit into that. But I felt like when we talked, it was like a wake-up call, and I just felt so much more inspired and motivated to just keep on going. And I'm just really thankful for that. And the reason I wanted to do this podcast with you is because as I said, it was a very meaningful conversation, and I want to share it with the world. And because a lot of my listeners are very young, like me, and that's the whole meaning of the podcast. And I feel like it could be a wake-up call for them too, to realize if they start now, they have such more they have what's it called, more,
even a head start.
A head start, exactly. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. And you also wanted to talk basically what we talked about. And part 2 basically.
Part 2.
So as I said, you were on a missionary trip. How? Just tell me about it. How was it? What did you guys do?
I think many people has probably no idea. Have no idea what did we do there and so on, and how is it there. And honestly, my plan was not to go there, not at all. I was actually I was supposed to sit in the office in Stockholm and sell through the phone, but just God spoke to me really strongly, such a mighty way, and also through other people that I'm supposed to go missions, and I've been really feeling this strong calling upon my life to serve God. And one thing I want to make sure that you all understand that serving God doesn't mean to be a pastor, to be a missionary, or to do anything like that. You can be a teacher and serve God in such a mighty way, You can be a cashier in the store at ICA and still serve God. So I also don't like sometimes when people when I say serving God, I mean in the church. No, that's not what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to go out and share what we have inside,
Amen.
Because honestly, if everybody would be in the church, there will be no person saved, man. Like honestly, because nobody would hear even about God.
Yeah.
So we need people out there everywhere. So yeah, missions basically. So that was also something like I heard about missionaries and so on. But when I took the step, okay, I'm just gonna go in faith. First of all, I had no money, man. I had like no money. Yeah. I haven't been working like at that time. I hadn't been working for like 5 months. So it was really bad finances. But at the same time, God spoke to me. So I believe like if God puts you something in your heart, if it's a big dream, big goal, something like big that you need to achieve, He will also provide for you.
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying in my life too. So I was like, okay, God, you spoke to me. I'm gonna leave place to stay because I have nobody in Sweden here. When I come back after missions, I have no place to stay. I have no job. I have nothing, man. I have no family to come back. You know. But I was like, okay, God, you spoke to me. I'm gonna take this call. You know, because I know you're such a good father and you'll provide for me. So I did, and money started to just come like you just like dropping, man. I'm not kidding. Like we are 10 people in the team. And almost like every church we went to, I received money. The only one. Because I really needed it. You know, and I took the step and I really believe that like God really respected that I submitted to His will. You know, I believe that God's really looking for people in such an hour as this. He's looking for people who are willing to surrender. You know, who are willing to surrender whatever it is. You know, so but anyway, so we travel like we were first of all we were in 4 different countries. Bulgaria, Serbia, Albania, and Croatia. So we traveled through those countries. We were in different cities and so on. So on average we were like 1 week in every church in different city. So we were like a lot of cities basically, as you understand. So we on average we said like 1 week in a church, and we were basically serving. Also, we were evangelizing on the streets, helping. I also like the situation, what's happening now in the world with the Ukraine and so on. So whatever place we went to, there was Ukrainian refugees, and thank God I speak Russian. It really helped, and to hear, you know, one thing is when you read in the news, but other things when you sit down with a person who was there and talk to him. He's not talking through filter. He says things the way they are, and that's different, man. That's different. Yeah. So we were working with refugees, preaching a lot, praying for people. Man, I've seen so many healings too, and so many miracles in my life, in other people's lives, and something like that, man.
Yeah, you said I watched live on Channel 10. I think I heard that you said that you have experienced more things than most people have. What are those things like?
First of all, I want to make sure that like I didn't say it from arrogance, you know. But it's just what makes me a little bit sad that this one. Think about it. How low have we fallen that the natural has become exceptional? You know, because when God created us, He said to have rulership, rule over the world. You know, but when Adam sinned, like we lost it. You know, but then Jesus came and He reconciled us to what we lost. Yeah, you know. So now again we have the rulership, we have the authority, and so on in Jesus Christ. So those who have read Book of Acts, I mean, these things that you can read in the Book of Acts are still accessible today. You know, for example, like one of the Bible verses, people were laying sick people on the streets in hopes when Peter will pass them, that his shadow will just fall upon them and they will get healed. Yeah, imagine how strong he didn't have to pray; just his shadow would touch them, and they will get healed. Yeah. So, and you can see many churches, many times Christians say Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. That means that Holy Spirit also is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So if Holy Spirit worked in such a mighty way 2,000 years ago, He still can do it today. And not only he can do it, but He wants to do it. God wants to use you. God wants to use each one of you, you know. So, and more like, I saw a lot of like healing miracles. Like when imagine like this, I haven't never seen anything like this before. But when I went there was the second week of mission trip. And one woman came up to me, and she barely walks. She literally in a few days, she's supposed to have surgery because of the pain she has in her legs. So she came up to me. She was sitting whole service. She came up to me. She was like, "You gotta pray fast. I can't stand." So I was like, "Okay, we're gonna make it fast." It wasn't fast though, because when we started to pray, the God's power was, bro. Like I felt it physically, like around us. It felt like the heaven was around us, man.
Yeah.
It was such a powerful prayer. After that, I asked her how does she feel, and she said she had no pain. She was healed. You know, when you see things, you know, a person is like barely comes to the front, supposed to have surgery in few days because of the pain. You pray, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, doesn't matter. Goes away with no sign of pain. Not just no pain, no sign of pain. After that, she was like worshiping God for like 30 minutes, jumping and stuff.
Yeah.
How can you explain that?
Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, that's sick.
Right?
Yeah. So like after the missionary trip, like did you feel like you did you feel like did you see life differently like than you did before you went to the missionary trip? Like did you did you see life differently? And if so, how did you like start to feel? Yeah.
So the first thing when I came back, I was faced by the wall, like a faced wall. In that sense, when I came back, it was completely different. I kind of forgot about normal life, you know, because we were serving every single day, and you become so spiritual, you know, and so deep in that. And when you come back to normal life as, I don't know, making sandwiches and like, or whatever, or maybe just go back to construction or whatever, where your job is, it becomes super weird. Like, so the first day I remember when I came back, I was, bro, it felt so weird. And like, honestly, it was hard time for me to get back because the change it was like black and white. It was so different. So, but definitely the experience I gained there will serve me my whole life. And I mean, every single day, I just know now that everything we read in the Bible is as real as it was before.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you feel closer to God now? Like, do you feel like you have a much stronger, firm relationship with Him, like, than you did before?
Definitely, and definitely. I mean, like, one reason is because of all the things that I saw during the mission trip, all the healings, all the people getting touched. It's not only about physical healing, because let's be honest, many times the internal healing, internal pain, hurts more and longer than the physical. You know, for example, if you break your leg, okay, you're gonna be out for 1 month or 2 months, but maybe if you're facing depression in your life, that can take years.
Yeah.
So when I'm talking about healing, I'm not only talking about like physical healing, but I've seen also many hearts getting healed. You know, many hearts and many lives. But at the same time, our faith is not based on healings and miracles and stuff. No, it's really just experience with God, and as the Bible says, that it just comes to the word. You know, by hearing the word. So, but definitely, I just saw God in a little bit different way, and just saw that it is for real. Like it is for real.
Yeah. Do you have like any tips like for the youth out there, like who feel like they are getting judged because their faith? Like, what tips do you have for the people who like are scared that the people will judge you because you believe in a God? Like, and what do you have any tips on that? Like,
this is a big thing nowadays. This is a really big thing. I mean, first of all, I mean, when you're younger, of course, it's super important when you are accepted by your peers, you know, by your classmates and so on. It's totally understandable because everybody wants to be accepted, of course. That makes sense. But at the same time, ask yourself where your identity lays, where your identity comes from. You know, does my identity come from you? What you think of me? Or if the word comes from God, you know, which never changes. You wake up tomorrow. Today you like me. Tomorrow you wake up and you don't like me. You know. And so the thing is, like, I mean, what helped me personally, because I've been also in the same spot. What helped me, I realized, you know, in high school especially, I was like, why should I actually care? Yeah. And that was the 10th grade, the first grade of high school. I was like, okay, 3 years, maybe they look at me wrong, like kind of weird and stuff. But after 3 years, I will never even see those people.
Yeah.
Like how can I let them rule over my life if after 3 years they will have no impact even on my life? Now I don't even have contact with them anymore. So why should I change myself or anything like that if they're not even there? I gotta live with myself. They don't need to live with me.
People ask me, like, because I do so many things.
Exactly,
like I have had a YouTube channel, now I have a podcast. People ask me, like, I hear people when they're gonna post something on Instagram, like they post it and then like half an hour later they delete it because they feel like they are scared for the judgment of people. And like people ask me, like, why do you do these things? Like, how don't you care? Like, and some of the reason is because I have been doing this since I was 7. So I've had judgment since I was 7, like from other people, and it just kind of has been just like a habit. Like I don't really care what people think, and I feel like I do this stuff because I think it's fun. I don't earn money on this podcast, and I don't earn money on many stuff that I do. And like, as you said, like, who are the people? Why should the people control my life? Like, I don't care what anyone says unless it's God. Like, if people call me stuff, like, I don't really take that in because it's not what God says. Like, if I would say to you, like, oh, you have such ugly blue hair, like, you wouldn't be offended because you don't have blue hair. Like, so yeah, I can really like relate to that because I know what's true and what's not. And
that's
like,
good.
the people shouldn't control my life. I shouldn't be like a sheep who follows everyone. Like, you know what I mean. So yeah, about like judgment and everything, I feel like you should just not care about what other people think if it's not true.
But it is hard though. It is hard.
Yeah,
As you said, for example, like this, when you post and then you delete the post because it's too few likes or something like that. It's just truly, ask every psychologist. They will tell you that the biggest problem nowadays in this generation is identity crisis.
Yeah.
Identity crisis.
Yeah.
People don't know who they are. And that's the worst. Insecurity has no substance.
Yeah.
Insecurity has no substance. It's also like darkness. Darkness in itself doesn't exist. Darkness is absence of light. If we turn off this light now, it's gonna be darkness. But darkness has no substance. The same is also with insecurities. Insecurities is when there is absence of identity. Absence of identity. When you don't know who you are, then the insecurities come in because then you let other people, your classmates, everywhere, the world, the society, tell you what you deserve, what you should become, and all those things. So that's why the first question I asked, like, where your identity lays, where is it coming from, Because I said, like, let me come on, every 5 years, bro, like the world is changing like crazy, but God remains the same.
Yeah.
So when you truly, and there is few people who have found their identity in God.
Yeah.
Truly few people only. And I think that those people truly make it in life, Because I believe there are so many, there would be so many great preachers, great business people, great, I don't know, people who have podcasts and like different things in different areas, great people, but they all went, like, all those dreams went to grave just because of, you said, of fear, of judgment. Maybe they started, somebody said something, they dropped it, but maybe they had the gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like now it's like, especially for like teenagers who is in school, like, it's a lot of judgment from other people. Like, you gotta like dress as everybody else, It's like a lot of judgment, and I feel like it's really bad for your mental health also. Because you could have like anxiety to go to school because you don't know what to wear. Like, you can, like, you have all these thoughts about other people judging you. And a lot of the times, it's just not, people don't, a lot of the times, you can just imagine everybody looking at you like, but they don't.
Yeah.
And you gotta just have the right mindset also to just keep on going and like not care.
Yeah.
So
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, very true.
Most of the cases, people don't care actually.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, like you are the one who's limiting yourself. Honestly, you know. Many times also when you go to school and wear something, like most people, they don't care about you even. But you are like, oh, everybody sees me. No, nobody sees you, brother. Nobody sees you. You know. So and I think it's just funny like how much pressure we put on ourselves actually.
Yeah. I feel like that needs to be heard from the youth. Like, I feel like that's a really big problem right now, especially of social media and like, you just get a lot of anxiety of these things. So I feel like this is very important to talk about. That most of the time people don't care, and like you just gotta do what you like and like do what you think is fun, not what other people like, you know. So I feel like this conversation, just this topic is great.
But it is really like that sense really big topic, which is hard to cover, I think, even in 3 episodes, because it all goes back to identity, and it is such a great problem nowadays. And for example, I can also talk about the modeling industry. Like it's also really crazy, and it's a really dark place to be. And I have many people who come up to me and be like, yeah, can you help me to get in and so on. But I just many times, like honestly, I don't help as much people anymore to get in that industry, because I just see people are not ready, they're not strong enough. And also many times I ask, what is your motives? You know, there was this one also, what is your motives behind, you know? Because some people are like, I'm going to be model, now I'm going to be higher than others and so on and so on. But just because if you're a fashion model, you're a singer or anything like that, it doesn't make you higher as a cashier in Ica. It doesn't make sense, you know? So what is your motives? Well, if you do it with right heart, with right condition of your heart, or you just want to look greater, you know? Because if you just want to be better in other people's eyes, again, identity. You care what other people think, you know? So
that should be a key word in this podcast. Identity, man. But now, if we change the topic a little bit, we have talked about like mindset. Have the right mindset to do that. What are your tips like for to have the great mindset? We talked about it, as I said a while ago. I don't really know when. Like, what mindset should you have to like get to your goals and like
That's a good question. I mean, first of all, I remember the time when because I'm really passionate about this topic. Not many people talk about it. Not many, but almost none, honestly. Almost none. And when you came up to me, you're 14, right? When you came up to me, age of 14, and asked me about mindset, I was like, what? What are you talking about? Honestly, like I've never even heard. I wish I would be in your age, interested about mindset. I mean, like at your age, I was just playing video games. You know, I was just gaming. That's what most people do. And when it comes to mindset and so on, and just one thing, like I just said, like I just also hear so many times from people like, oh, you're so young, take it chill, one step at a time, calm down, you know, you have a whole life in front of you. Brother, like honestly, like first of all, you don't know if you're gonna wake up tomorrow. Second of all, you don't know if the person next to you is gonna wake up tomorrow. So for example, if God is speaking to you, go and share the gospel with that person, and you're like, no, not today, you know, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. You don't know if that person is gonna wake up tomorrow. You know, there's all those things. And I think I would say be in a hurry, because life is short. There's so many things. There's so many people out there who need your help, you know, because you can reach people that I can't reach. And every person who's watching right now, I mean, God has also given you some certain gifts and some certain talents, and He has laid purpose in front of you, which you need to walk, you know, and you're going to meet people that I will never do, you know?
Yeah, like, as you said, I'm very young. And like I feel like I am so fortunate to know what I know now, because I feel like that's what I also want with this episode, that people who are young now realize that they can start now. Like you are not gonna be ready. Like don't wait till you're ready. Just do it, because if you don't start like, let's say I want to start a business, and I say when I'm 20, I'm gonna start a business. I do this business, and then I realize I could have started so much younger, and like you just regret it. So just start as young as possible, because you have so much more room for mistakes. You don't have to pay rent. You don't have to pay bills. No. So you just have like so much room. And then when you are 20, you're gonna be in a so much better position than you are if you would start at 20. So I feel like I'm really fortunate to realize that and know that. And so if you're watching this, like, just start. If you feel like you have something you want to start, don't wait till you're like, don't wait, just do it. And because if you don't do it, like, you're just gonna regret it. And like, many people are maybe thinking like, yeah, but I'm just a teenager, I want to live and just have fun, you know. If you don't put into work now, it will just be so much harder when you are older, because you have so much more responsibility and problems. So
but as you said, like, if I want to have fun, I mean, depends. I mean, like, if you have really found the thing that you like to do, you will do it and you will have fun. I'm not saying do something that you hate and try to get great at that. I mean, one thing I can say for sure, if you can learn how to be great at something you hate, I promise you'll have greatness in your life. That takes real discipline to become something great in something you hate. You know, that really takes discipline, you know, and hard work and so on. But
like you should have fun, right?
Of course.
And that's why I'm doing these things like podcasting, like, because I want to have fun, and it's fun to do them. And like, not many people have the chance to do it. Exactly. Like, I am so fortunate to have all these contacts, because if I wouldn't be in the church right now, I wouldn't have the studio. And like, so, and also like, you gotta be uncomfortable with the things you do. Like, if you are comfortable, you will get lazy. Like, if you're always uncomfortable, you will always keep working, keep grinding. So just don't be comfortable. And I feel like that's really great. Like,
let me say something. You will always be punished for being comfortable. You will always be punished for being comfortable.
And like, I'm so happy that I realized this now, because 1 year ago, I don't feel like I'm the same person as I was 1 year ago. Like, I feel like I have so much more knowledge now than I had 1 year ago. 1 year ago, I was depressed for so long. Like, I was depressed from May 2021 to January 2022. And I was still a little bit depressed from that to like the summer. So basically, how my journey started with this productivity and like just that was I was like, it was like in the beginning of the summer, I was just sleeping like the whole days. I felt like I didn't do nothing with my life. Like, I could use all the time to do something that can help in the future. So I just started to watch like some how to get productive, like, and I that video just made me like more motivated to start. And it's a difference between motivation and dedication, because motivation, you will not always have motivation to do stuff. If you have dedication, you will do it no matter what, you know.
Discipline.
Discipline. So it started for me when I just felt like I could do so much more things with my life right now.
Exactly.
So I just started to look up how to get more productive, how to change your mindset. I started to look into books, like, and I also started to look in how to invest, just so I could get a little bit experience. So when I do get money, like, I will know what to do with it. And you know, I just started to just do my research and like do the things I love and make it fun also, because in the beginning it's always gonna be hard. Like, you don't know where to start. You don't know what to do. But when you realize what you're gonna do, you will just get momentum, and it will not get easier, but you will know more what to do, and like
that is true, but it shouldn't stop. It shouldn't stop you anyways. Because when it comes to discipline and motivation, you said it right. And like when I heard it, I was like, wow, man, like, from you. But yeah, there is this, motivation puts you in the room, but discipline makes you stay in the room. You know, because motivation is like this little momentum.
Yeah.
You know, but after 2 days you wake up and you don't feel like it at all.
Yeah.
You know, that will actually make people great.
Yeah.
To be able to work in days when you least feel like it. And don't think that like those Elon Musk and those people that they're not lazy. They are lazy, but they still make themselves work. It's like Joe Rogan said. He's like, I'm the most laziest disciplined person out there.
Yeah.
Most laziest disciplined person out there.
Yeah.
Know? So, but yeah, also about like there's listen. Many people don't know where to start. I get that, and your plans, your goals for life will change during the life. You can understand that it will change. And there's nothing else wrong with that. But it's easier. It's like, let's take example with the car. When you stand in a parking lot with a car, it's super hard to turn the wheel, right?
Yeah.
But when you are on the way, when you're driving, it's super easy suddenly.
Yeah.
You know? It's also with our lives. You just take one direction and go there. If you feel like it's not, turn.
Yeah.
Because if there's two options, for example, and you're like, okay, which one should I choose? And you don't choose any, you will never know. But if you just go and you're like, okay, this one is not right, then there's only one left. Then you know which is right one, you know? Just go somewhere, do something.
Yeah, and don't be scared of making mistakes. Because I feel like that's the main problem also. You're scared to make mistakes. And like, mistakes are not bad. You learn from them. Without mistakes, you wouldn't know what not to do. So, I have made many mistakes. Like I have been burned out, and like with that I have also gotten more knowledge on how to not do. So I make mistakes. Don't be scared of making them because they are not bad. So as I said, I started to like look into like books. And we talked a little bit about books. I feel like I don't know if I had said this, but I feel like you are also a little bit why I started, because without you realizing it, because I was in the media office. I edited. I saw this book. I think it was like How to Think Like a Monk. And
Think Like a Monk.
Yeah. And I was like, whose book is that? And slowly I started to really realize that it was yours. And then that I feel like made a little glimpse of I want to start. But then I waited some months. The summer happened. And then when I just realized that I could do so much more things, I started to look into it. So I feel like without you realizing it, you started this journey like a little bit of it. So that's So I feel like I want to do that with this podcast. I want to make someone who's sitting out there right now to just realize that they can do something and they don't have to wait until they are ready, because you will not be ready. Like you will not. How can I say this?
You will never be ready for something. So start before you're ready.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you're also uncomfortable because you don't know what to do. So so I feel like that was the start of it all. So thank you.
I didn't know actually. But actually, the interesting thing, like I think it all goes down to mindset, as we said before. The way you think. The only thing that separates successful people from average people is the way they think. The way they think. And so many people get offended when you call them average. Yeah. But it's truth. And it's like the way you think. You know, there's like, okay, your life will never exceed the quality of your thoughts. Listen. Your life will never exceed the quality of your thoughts. So if you want to change something around you, start here. Start here. You know, that's such a small thing. It's just start here. Start the way you think. But you see, like, even I think that's such a like this people should be more educated when it comes to the way you think, your mindset, and so on. And we need to bring it in even more in the churches.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I love business people. And that doesn't matter if it's a Christian or not, but still I love them because they have cracked the code.
Yeah.
They've changed the way they think. You know, because like if 20 years you've been having a trash mindset and you come to God, it's still there. It's the negativism and so on, so on, so on. You're gonna start to think differently. You know, you're gonna start to look on things from different perspective. You know, when people say this is not possible, I'm the one. Yeah, man, it's possible. Just give me 5 minutes. I'll come with different answers. You know, different ways and so on. That's why also like one book I can recommend, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah,
there was basically a kid who was growing up and had two dads, one poor and one rich. Like basically they both at that time were like financially kind of the same. Yeah, but just what he meant by rich and poor was the mindset. You know, the minds, the way they thought. You know, because his poor father, he was always saying like, I can't afford these things. You know, I can't. Who do you think I am? I am a bank or something. You know, like these kind of things. But when the rich dad, for example, he asked something to rich dad, he asked himself different questions. You know, when most people tell themselves, I can't afford this, I can't do this, I'm too weak, they're just limiting themselves. I'm too young. You know, the people with rich minds, they are like, okay, how can I do this? What should I do to get there? You know, what should I do, and what people I should get to know? You know, and it's completely two different thinking patterns.
Yeah, as you said, like with the people stuff, like you gotta get contacts because if you're with people who if you're with people who wants to tear you down when it's going good for you, it's gonna just be bad for you. Like if you hang out with people who is already better than you, you got nothing to worry about, because you will learn from those people. Those people will not tear you down because they are already in this very good position, and they know how hard it is to get there. So I feel like a really big part also is to get the right people with you and contacts, because you said to me, you know, you have you talk with millionaires because they are already where you want to be. So exactly. Contacts, be with the right people who don't want to tear you down. But
that's actually very true, because this one thing I can tell for sure, person who is maybe much further than you, he will never tear you down. If you are disciplined, you're hardworking, he will only support you. It's usually people on your level or lower. They're like, because they don't, you know, I don't know why lazy people like that when there is somebody else with them sitting and being lazy. They don't like to be alone. But when they see, for example, okay, now we're chilling, doing nothing, and when you suddenly come with ambitions, it a little bit attacks me. I'm like, no, man, you are Lucas. You sit with me, you know. That's the thing, because the really successful people, they won't tear you down. They will respect that because they know what it actually takes. So they love to see people. That's also why I love to talk to you. You know, because even you're only 14. These kind of conversations, there's not so many people at age of 25 that could talk this way. You know.
About that, I'm young. And if I have this knowledge now, imagine the knowledge I will get when I'm 30.
Man.
So that's I'm really proud that I started now. And I realized something also, because my dad, he was when he was my age, he's from Denmark, so he had this radio station. He worked there, and he basically like this but music. So we are kind of following the same pattern, but I'm doing it younger. So because now he 1 year ago he started to look into investing and NFTs and just anything stuff like that. Now I'm starting to do that. So I feel like I'm doing the things my dad did not do when he was younger. My age. So I just realized that some months ago, and so start young. I'm just saying, start now.
There was one thing you said. You said, I'm proud of myself. And it may sound like nothing, but actually something so big. Like when you can tell yourself, I'm proud of myself, I'm happy, I love myself. that's why again it goes back to identity.
Yeah.
Some people will be watching this video and will be like, who he thinks he is, you know.
Yeah.
His podcast maybe doesn't have 100,000 views at the moment. He hasn't achieved yet.
Yeah.
How can he be proud of, you know, like these kind of hates and so on and so on. And in reality, those people can't, like, because they don't love themselves, you know. And there's also one thing actually, the people who need the most love ask for it in the most unloving ways. You know, all the bullies and all those things, all these kind of people, like they ask for it in most unloving ways because they're the most broken.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like as I said, I because I have done this for a very long time. Like when I was 7, I just recorded random videos of myself, posted it on YouTube. And that made me like get thick skin also, because I did get a little bit of hate, and like at first it was really painful, like to just see that I was just 7, you know, but then after a while it just kinda like I just stopped caring, and I feel like that's also like I was 7, you know, and I was young. I didn't know that it was not true. So yeah, my point is like I still get hate today. Like I have DMs like just saying like who do you think you are and stuff like that. And like I'm glad. I feel like that the hate motivates me to prove them wrong. The hate motivates me to do more stuff, because now I have a podcast. I kind of have a business. I have a job already. Like, so yeah, I just like to do stuff.
You know.
Yeah.
But that's good that you have hate though. That means you start to exceed. You know, because like if you're just an average person, nobody sees you. You won't have hate. The very moment when you start to have hate, it means you start to get out of the crowd. You know, because what I really see with the society and so on, this like the big dogs, you know, the one who is holding the power, they're really trying to make like people think the same way, the same pattern and stuff. And there are those few people who are like, you know what, I'm not following them. I'm gonna go my own way. You know, and when you start to do that, I mean, nobody likes that. Nobody likes that, you know, because you're different, you know, and then people are like, who do you think you are, you know? Everybody does that, and you suddenly go like, who do you think you are, Lucas, and all those things, you know. But it is rare. It is rare, but at the same time, it's so precious. It's like diamonds, you know, it's rare but precious.
Yeah, I said this many times in the podcast right now, but I feel like the point of this episode is just to be a little bit of a wake-up call. Like, you can be different. You don't have to be like everybody else. You don't have to not have a voice to speak. What I really love about a podcast is you have a platform to speak about just what you want. I can speak like what I want in this podcast. Like I can reach out to people that I don't even know. So that's what I love about podcasts, that you can just do not whatever you want, but you can reach people. So as I said, this is a wake up call, kind of. And when did your like journey start, like with like
self-development?
When did that start?
That's a good question. But I mean, first of all, what you said, like that you can be different. No, you are different. We all are different. We all are unique. So you're not created to be like me. I'm not created to be like you, you know? So we're all supposed to be different, but just because of identity crisis, people are trying to be the same. But it's the easiest, you know? It's easiest to go with the flow in that sense. But my journey, that's a very good question. But I've been like, actually, since very young age, I just felt like I think differently.
Yeah.
That I'm just like, that there is something separates me. And for me, I love one thing. I like to be different. I think it's super fun, you know.
Yeah,
I like
too.
right.
Yeah.
I like to bring things up what nobody else would talk about, you know. Or like when it comes to identity, you like I know we're with people and you're like, oh, like look at me, I'm looking good today, you know.
Yeah.
People are like, who do you think you are and stuff.
Yeah.
It makes me so much like I just laugh at that. I think it's so funny. And I don't know. That's a very good question. I think really that it started in high school.
Yeah.
In high school, and last years of high school, basically, that was like when I kind of decided to, yeah, you know what, there's something more of life, you know.
Yeah.
And also like, I also been through a lot in that sense, and I just feel like God has given me such a opportunities and such a blessings. As you said, for example, you have opportunity to be here right now.
Yeah.
Many others don't have. So I feel like if I'm not gonna take advantage of what I have, I'm gonna let not only myself down, but so many people out there that I don't deserve this opportunity. It's like, for example, sometimes I'm like, I see super like handicapped people with such a fire in their hearts, with such a passion, you know, and then I see a healthy person who doesn't want to do anything with his life, and I'm like, you don't even deserve those legs, you know. Honestly, because sometimes I see like people rolling a wheelchair, but with such a fire in their heart, it feels so unfair. While there's a person walking, everything's fine, but he's depressed and like everything's bad because I don't know, he, her, or somebody else said something about me. Come on, man.
Yeah. Do you have like any role models like for you?
Role models.
Like who you look up to? Like, what are your role models?
It's definitely my parents.
Yeah.
It's definitely my parents. My mother has taught me a lot. She's the most loving woman I've ever seen in my life, and I think that I will ever see even in the future. Truly, the work that she does. Our family has. We have her organization working families with the kids that need help and so on. So we're also working as a foster family. So I've seen kids from different backgrounds, like really dark. They come from like really darkness, and how she shows them love, no matter what the baggage they have. Sometimes when I've been working with her, sometimes when she's working with young people, you know, like who've been through a lot, like the luggage that they're carrying with them, it's super tough. You know, it's super tough to even be with them in the same room. But she does it wholeheartedly. You know, she puts her heart in it. So that she's been like really my role model. And my father, when it comes to be like, he's like strict. He's like, let's go. You know, when it comes also to Christian faith, he's like, this is ours and that's it. You know, so we don't get in discussion with the devil what's already ours. We just take it. You know, when it comes to healing, we just take it. You know, so my parents definitely, my family a lot. Also my brother, and Knofi actually also helps me a lot. Knofi actually, I know if people know or not, but actually we're super good friends with Knofi. But so we talk a lot and we share ideas with each other and so on. So I'm talking a lot with him too because one thing, he's also not Swedish, so he also has a little bit different view. You know, I am a little different from Swedish people. My culture is different. The same with him. So that's why I can connect with him a little bit more than sometimes I do with Swedish people because of the thinking.
Yeah. Knofi is actually going to be on the podcast. And I feel like that also going to be a great conversation.
Yes.
My role models is like, I look up to a lot of people. But I feel like also my mom. I don't live with my mom. My parents split up when I was 3. So I didn't really like, it didn't really affect me on that sense that I was like, oh, I wish my parents were like, I wasn't like depressed because I was 3 years old, so I didn't realize what it actually meant till I was like 7 or 8. And I still see my mom, and she knows what she wants. She's Asian, so she's also not strict, but she's like she teaches me a lot of like how to treat other people, and like I feel like she's a really big role model for me. Also my dad, he's not very strict actually. He's really kind of sweet and like stuff like that. So I feel like that's sweet side of me. And like if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have been like just a media person, because when he was young he had his radio station that actually had very many viewers. Like he interviewed so many people, and like now I'm doing a podcast which is a little bit different, but it's basically the same. So he has always been kind to me and so I feel like those are like my 2 role models. So and I have like Jesus, because
Hallelujah.
Jesus is a really big role model for me, because
Amen.
he sacrificed his life. He got tortured. But he just kept on going, and like I feel like that's also because he had so much hate also. So he got killed because so he's also a big role model for me. I have one more question for you, and then we could end the podcast. What are some things you currently do that contribute to your productivity, happiness, and success?
Productivity, that's a very good one. I mean, first of all, read Bible. This is actually weird, but I've met business people who have truly succeeded, like truly achieved a lot, and they read Bible, but they don't believe in God. Legit, they read Bible, they don't believe in God, because the things the Bible describes helps them in their business. Isn't that weird?
It's
honestly, legit. And like I can't get that, but so definitely reading Bible. One thing I've seen when it comes to success and so on, like your heart got to be always on point. It's gonna be on the right foundation. And I've been falling away, because when you just get too much just tunnel vision and stuff, it's also a dark place to be, So definitely reading the Bible and so on, and spending time with people who are better than you, definitely in whatever area it is. Find people who you want to become. Study the person, and you'll become there. You'll also get there in that sense. So let's look at now my life a little bit has changed because I'm a missionary. So I think more now I'm really focusing on my spirituality and just being there for people. Because I've given opportunity, God gave me different gifts. Just like spend time with people, talking with them, and so on. One thing I want to make sure that people understand that when we talk about success is not what you achieve. I think many people, exactly, because many people think like it's something like, okay, this car, that's success, or this house is success, or this family is success, or this amount of money is success. That's not success. Success is who you become during the process. Because like, okay, let's, for example, if you set a goal, earn $1 million. It's not about, like, when you earn this $1 million, you can even give them away. It's not about the money. It's about who you became during the process. Exactly, because if you made one, you can make 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's nothing about material. It's nothing about material. It's about here and here. It's all about that. So success is a journey. When you grow, that's real success. When you are in a place when you constantly grow, when you give to people, when you give. And not only give from what you have, I mean, that's like when you have a lot, but give when you don't have much. This sacrificial love, when you give, when you need it yourself, but you still give, It's all about, it's basically success, not what something you achieve. It's this constant journey, that you always like run to. So it's self-development, basically, Especially us men, like honestly, we need a vision. We need something to be. We need a goal, in life to be running towards, we men at least. And I was also seen in my life when I'm working with people and so on. We really got to have a goal that we are trying to chase down and to achieve and so on, and just to go higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Because you can see like most people, like many people who don't do much, they're not as happy. You know who are the most upset people in life?
No, I don't know.
Most sad or most upset people are people who are high ambitions, but they're lazy. When you can do much, when you have gifts, you have talents, but laziness, just you don't do anything. That's the hardest part, because most people just live their lives and they're like, I did everything I could do. But when you live your life and you know you could do this much, but you did only this, oh man, that cuts deep.
I feel like a lot of quotes, like, and I've that's great. Do you have like a favorite one? Like, what's the most like, wow quote? Like, you know what I mean?
I can read it for you. I can tell you too. Actually, first one is From Bible, actually.
Mm.
You probably didn't expect that.
I expect a little bit. Yeah, but sure.
Here. From Acts 20:24, because I believe we all are put here with a purpose, you know. God created you exactly in this time. He put you on this earth in this time because he wanted to achieve something through you that couldn't have been done without you. You know. So this is one of my favorite quotes and like my inspiration, you know, and reminder why am I here. So it's from Acts 20, chapter 20, and verse 24. So, however, I consider my life worth nothing to me. My only aim is to finish the race and complete the task that the Lord Jesus has given me, the task of testifying to the good news of God's grace.
Amen.
That's the only thing. I don't need money. I don't need big cars. As long as I can see people saved. You know, as long as I can see people lives changed and so on and so on and so on. And there's another quote. This one will be a little bit tougher, but yeah, it's all about giving. When you now I start. When you walk away with less, so that somebody else could walk away with more, truly you walked away with more than what you came with. You know, for example, like now I have this iPhone, right?
What?
I have this iPhone, yeah. So if I give it to you, now I don't have it anymore. So now when I walk away with less without iPhone, so that you could walk away with more, truly I went away with more than I came with. It's not about iPhone. It's about, again, my person, like me, what happens in me. These things, there is no value in this. There's no value in this. There's no value in nothing. You know, it's about the person you are, you know, that you bring, you know, whatever room you go into, that you bring people, you bring joy, man. You bring joy, you help people. You know, it's also like leadership. Leadership is not about power. It's about empowerment. You know, it's not about being bossy and stuff. Those people shouldn't be leaders. Leadership, true leadership is like when I help you to become who you want to be. That's leadership, you know. You can hear like, oh, he's a great preacher, you know. Yeah. But did he make you one? That's leadership. Ooh, did he make you one?
Yeah. That was, man, I'm mind blown right now. I feel like this has been a really great episode. If we could just summarize it really quick, we have talked about mindset. We have talked about to start as soon as possible because you will regret it in the future. We have talked about to hang out with the right people. Yes. I feel like that's a really important
that's
step,
a big one.
Because that will just help you grow. And like you will become the person
who you surround yourself with.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the average of 5 people you surround yourself with. Yes.
And like, I feel like this has been a really meaningful conversation. And I feel like many people will just get really inspired and like just I feel like if you have been watching this, like just don't stop caring also what people will think, because people may be scared to start something because they will be scared of all the judgment. So just, it's easier said than done, but don't just don't care.
Exactly.
Because you will gain nothing from caring like what other people think about you. So Dennis, thank you for being on podcast.
I think there's actually one thing too I wanted to add. Is also one thing, like what makes easier for people actually to pursue what's in their hearts when you truly realize that it's not about you. It's not about you. But every single decision you do in your life, every single decision you make in your life, it affects not only you, but affects people around you. You know, that's at least what drives me and helps me to go out and work. And in the days when I don't want to, because I know it's not about me. There's so many people out there who need my help, who need something that I have, you know. So if you think about it, you know, the impact you do around yourself, around people around you, you know. You could be the one who's changing your family situation, you know. Or anything else, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
As I said, this has been a great episode.
Yes,
Thank you for coming to this podcast and just tell us a little bit and just have this nice conversation. If you guys liked the podcast, you could share it with other people. I feel like if you learn something from this, share it with another person because they can also learn something. So don't be like, just start off.
Just start before you're ready.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe.
Exactly.
And just
we can also add some books in the description.
Yeah.
Read books, guys. Read books, which will help you with self-development and the way you think.
Yeah, like Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's a really famous book. I also want to read it. And like, you could get so much more knowledge from books. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, share it with someone, and leave a comment if you like this.
Come on.
So, see ya. Bye. Yeah, peace out.